So you can see here, I want to go inside sample DB database. So what I need to do, I need to write use sample DB. Fine. So one thing I can do here, I'm writing bad. Okay, I can copy this one after some time also. So use sample DB, use sample DB. So database has been changed. Now I want to go inside. So now I am inside sample DB. I want to see all the tables within this database. So write so table. So table. Fine. See how many tables are in sample DB database? Only one table user. Now I want to see what are the different columns in user, okay, and what are their data types. So I will write DESC and user. Fine. Let's see. You can see here field ID, username, password, full name, email. These are the column names. Okay. And what are their types? First one is int and C. Remember, for string in Java you are using string, or what is string. But in place of string, what you need to write here? Use var here. There, there will be a dedicated session for database. So here we are not going to discuss all the details of database, only the useful things we are going to concern, we will discuss that. So you can see here, ID is what? Integer type int, and username, password, full name, email. They are string means you are writing var here. So null, yes. So you can give them null values, okay, to them and default. There are some primary key, foreign key, a lot of concepts, but right now we are not using that. We have simply created some columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So this table is going to contain 5 columns. Now, suppose I want to see the actual table, means what is the data. How I will see that? Then I need to write the query, say make what star from table name. What is the name of table? User. Fine. So you can see there are 2 rows in my table. ID 6, username, password. Now, suppose I want to insert some values. One more row I want to insert. So how will you insert that? So insert into table name, user, then you need to write values, and after then you need to maintain the order of the column. First one is ID. ID is integer. So suppose ID is 100. Next, username. Username name is suppose Brian. B-R-I-A-N. Brian. Since this one is a string, where here you can say, you need to put it in like, we'll do it. Next, password, okay, password, you can write p at the rate of 123, something like this. Hmm. Full name is what? Anything you can write. Brian, something like this. Hmm. Next, email, p at the rate gmail.com, something like that. Now, in the last, enter the semicolon, enter. You can see here. Query okay, one row is affected. Means, yes. Okay means this one has been done. This insert query has been performed successfully. If you want to see again the table, reflected value is reflected or not really, then again do what? You can see up and down arrow keys, so you can use for previously used command. So see, if I'm doing up and down keys, so it's doing. So you can see here, select star from user. So I'm not going to type it. Right? See here. Now I'm entering. Now you can see this. So you must know these, basic commands. So this is what. So database, control C. I'm writing here. For example, control V. And after then, use control C. Control C. So table, after so table, DESC means describe. Okay, DESC is a keyword, remember. Control C and here paste it. And another one is select from user. Control, control C. Insert. Like this, you have update query. Okay. You have select query. Control C. I have sent this one in chat. Okay, so suppose you want to, display only a column having, having some different name. For example, you want to display a row having username, you know, Brian. What you can do? Select the star from what table name user where hmm, where username equal to what? User name equal to Brian. Hmm. So it's going to give you all the records in which username column is Brian. So it should give only one. You can see here only one content. If I want to see username C, Prabhat is having two records. Okay? It's a duplicate record actually. So username equal to, if I write here Prabhat, so see here, hmm, it's going to give you two records. Right? So just like, so you have seen insert query, hmm, you have seen select query. So you can see here in this select query, you are not using any condition, but here in this select query, you are using some conditions. Now, what we are going to do? Actually, we are going to do all this stuff using Java. So I think JDBC has not been done. JDBC is done, please tell me, or not?
Button.
Not done. Okay. So since in servlet JSP, I want to create a page, okay, at least a login page, and I wanted to insert some your login information in database. So you need to know before that how to do it by using Java. Then we'll use that one in servlets or JSP. So my aim is first of all to discuss JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Okay. So using Java, what we are going to do, we are going to connect with database. So you can see which are the steps we need to follow. What are the steps? These are the general steps. So register the driver class. Driver is what? Driver is basically a jar, okay? Jar file that is going to contain, what is the use of that one? To connect with the database, Java and database. So that is the interface. So that is called what? That is called driver. Okay. So driver is what? It's a class. Okay. Driver class, and this one is going to be contained within the jar. Then you need to create a connection. Okay. So first of all, registering or loading that driver in the memory. And remember, it's going to be loaded at runtime. Means when your program starts running, and then when you need to connect with database, so first of all driver is going to be loaded, and this is the very first step to load or register the driver class. After then, creating connection. Okay, so you are creating connection. You'll see how to create connection. Then you are creating some statements. Okay, statements, and statements are going to do what? By use of creating statements, you are writing queries actually, and then you are executing the query, and in the last you are closing the database connection. So we'll see all these things one by one. See, first of all, when you are using MySQL, okay, so you need to use its driver class, right? And the name of the driver is what? The name of the MySQL driver is this one. Remember, com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Okay. This one is fixed. Remember, you cannot change it. For Oracle, this will be different. Okay. So that is not an issue. You can Google it and find it. If you need driver name for Oracle, you can Google it and find it. If you for Postgres, if you need, you can Google it and find it. Frequently, you are going to use MySQL, so it will be remembered. com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Okay, so that is the driver. Now, connection URL. What is connection URL? The connection URL for the MySQL database is, again, this part is going to be fixed. Remember, okay? JDBC, MySQL, colon, localhost. Localhost is basically representing, your local server. And 3306 is what? This is called port number. Port number is what? Any idea about port number? Anyone? What is the port number? Default port number for Tomcat? Every application is having.
8082.
Yes, 8080. It's 8080.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So every application is having a port number at which it's running. Okay. So port number is something you can imagine, like, a little bit. I'm not going to discuss. There are predefined port numbers. Okay. So this one is, this one is your computer. And what is port number or something like? So there is a IP. IP address is what? Using the IP address, this computer is going to be recognized. Okay. And like, in your home, there are different types of rooms. Okay. So they can be, rooms can be, recognized by room number or room ID, something like that. Just like that, in your system, there are different applications. Okay, like here MySQL is running. Okay, here Tomcat is running. So how they can be recognized? So port number is required. Port number is what? Port number is your, here is your local server, hmm? Local host. And I think corresponding to local host, what is, yeah, its IP address? I think for local it's 127.0.0. I think it's point 0 or 1. I don't remember it exactly. So you can write this one also in the place of local host. So that is representing IP, and within IP, where it is going to find that, that is called port number. So every application has a port number. So you can think like that. So MySQL is running, you know, at by default 3306 port number. So these port numbers are, you should remember it actually, because if you have worked on, MySQL, so definitely you'll remember it, because it's going to be used so frequently, like Tomcat port number 8080. But it's not fixed. If you want, you can change it, but don't try to do that. And what is this? Prabhat. Prabhat is the name of the database. Okay, so this is user defined. You can write it any database here. If you want to connect, Prabhat database, if you want to connect brand database, then write the name of the database here. Okay. So you can see here, it explains where Jdbc, the API, MySQL is the name of the database, localhost is the server name on which MySQL is running. We may also use IP address. Okay, what I told, 3306 is the default port number, and Prabhat is the database. So this one will be needed. So here what is connection URL. Now there is a username for MySQL if you want to connect. Hmm? So the default username for the MySQL database is root. Okay, and what is the password? Password is given by the user at the time of installing the MySQL database. Fine. So you have already installed database, so you must remember the password, otherwise it will be difficult, and I don't think you can get it back. You need to reinstall your MySQL if you forget it. Just one second. Okay, so here you can see prepared statement interface. There are two statements you need to know: prepared statement and interface and some method. But don't see these last two. You can understand these things only when if you see the practical. Then if you read, it will be easier for you. So I'm not going to discuss anymore. So what we are going to do? Uh, see, suppose I have already a database like I have created. Fine. Now, what I am going to insert by using Java, what I am going to do by using Java, I am going to insert some record. Fine. Normally, you are performing four operations. What operations? Insert operation, okay, delete operation, update operation, and select operation. So see, these three operations, this is important point. Insert, update, and delete. This belongs to one category. Means if you are doing these three operations, database is going to be affected. Tables are going to be affected. Fine. Either you are doing insert or I'm doing update or doing delete. Okay. But if you are doing select operation, so you are not modifying anything. Fine. What you are doing, you are just fetching record. So database is not going to be affected actually. Someone is saying something? Okay. So what I'm going to do, so see, for insert, update, and delete operation, you know, we are going to use same method, and for select, we will have a different approach. You know. So if you know how to insert, it will be easier for you to do update and delete. Okay. For select, there will be a little bit different. Okay. So let us see. First of all, if you want to connect with the database, what what is going to be required? So three things are going to be required first of all. What? Database URL. This is just a variable. Username and password. You already know username and password. Default username is root. Fine. What is database URL? I have just told Jdbc, Mysql, localhost 3306, and here this is the name of the database. Okay, my database is SampleDB, for example. So these are the three variables. Now you can see connection interface. Okay, for connection you need to use. Initially connection is what? Connection is there is no connection. So initialize connection with Luna. Fine. Now what I am doing? This is your main method. See? So I'm going to load. First of all, what you need to do? You need to register or you need to load database driver. What is the name of the database driver? com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Okay. How to load it? For loading, you need to use this method class.forName. So this is step number one. Okay. Step number one. This is registering the driver or loading the driver, MySQL driver. So you just need to remember it. Now, second step is what? You need to create a connection with the database. Once driver is loaded, you can create a connection. Okay. So how you create the connection? So there is a class driver manager class. So and there is a method there, get connection method. So driver manager dot get connection, and you need to pass here three arguments: URL, username, and password. And you already know what is URL, what is username, and what is password. So just pass it. Fine. So a connection will be created. Now, how will be very sure that connection is created or not? See, in the beginning connection is null. If it's created, definitely it will be not be null. So I have written a logic here. If connection is not null, then print connected. Simply. So what is going to happen? It will print connected if this connection is successful. Okay. And after connected, printing what it's going to do? Third This one is the step what? Creating a connection. This one is the step number 2. And what is the step number 3? If you see here, creating connection. Next, creating statement. Fine. So now we are going to create a statement. Okay. What is the use of statement? Using statement, you can execute query. Okay, in Java. So statement is an interface. Statement st equal to connection con dot there is a method create statement. Okay, simply. So a statement will be created. Now what you are doing, you are writing a query. Okay, so just think about this one. Whatever commented for insert, this one. Insert, sorry. What is the query? Insert into users means what? Table name, value, seek, prabhat, whatever. Okay. So in my sample database, I have inserted this. So this one is exactly same like I did from command prompt. Okay. But this one should be in what? This one should be in double quote. Remember. Okay. This query should be in double quote. And so double quote is what? In Java, it's a string, so you can store it like string SQL or string query, something like this you can store. Now, what you can do? Now you have query. I want to run this query. So how you run this query? Using statement. So statement st dot execute update method. This is very important method. Execute update. So if you want to perform insert, update, or delete query, then you need to use execute, update, and pass your query here. SQL. Okay, SQL or SQL2. Another important thing, it's return type. What it's going to return? It's going to return an integer value. Okay, and what integer value is indicating? Integer value is indicating number of modified rows or number of affected rows. So just think, if there will be some insertion or modification, so definitely in the successful modification, okay, successful insertion or deletion, number of rows is going to be modified. Because if it's modified, so definitely at least one row is going to be affected, at least. So, so you can see here, definitely the value of I is going to be greater than 0 in the case of, successful insertion, updation, or deletion. So here I am writing a logic. If number of modified rows is greater than 0, then print successfully inserted. Okay. One thing you may be wondering, why I am writing this one within try catch. So if you remember, there are two types of exception, checked and unchecked exception. So class dot for name method is throwing checked exception, and checked exception must be handled. That's why compiler is not going to allow me to move further until unless if I put it within try catch block. So if some exception is coming here in catch, that is going to be caught, and in the C, exception comes are not what I want. Every time I want to close the connection. Okay, so I am putting connection closing code in the finally block, so con dot close, and this one again can throw some exception. So if there is some problem with connection closing, so I am catching it and I can print that one out. So one thing you have seen insert operation. Okay, just use this here insert. What about update? For update operation, what you need to do, you just need to use the query, change the query. And remaining things are will be, they will be as it is. So see, update operation. I want to update my table. So update table name user, and how to update? Set user name equal to Bimal, email equal to ready, okay, and user ID equal to 6. Where user ID is. What it's going to do? It's going to change username and email where user ID is 6. So, and you can execute this query, just pass this SQL here and execute this. Okay. Now, the same thing, you know, for delete you can do. Delete, see, here execute update method, here also execute update method here. You are writing delete query, delete from user where user ID is 104. Okay. So if whenever user ID will be 104, so that record is going to be deleted. And here I'm printing successfully deleted. And so you can see execute update method is going to be used for executing insert, update, and delete query. What about select query? You cannot use execute update method. What you need to use? You need to use here execute query method. Okay. So see, select star from user where username, user ID equal to whatever. So based on the piece of condition, you are fetching some record and you are executing this. Okay, execute query. So see, what is the difference between execute update and execute query method? Return type. Execute query is going to be used only for select. And see its return type. Its return type is result set type. Result set is basically an interface, and what is containing? Result set is basically containing all your results, row and column format, something like this. This is your result set. Okay, so all the results you are getting. But once you are getting here result set, suppose you are getting 100 records in result set. So how to print that? For printing that, you are iterating by this while loop. There is a method here. Okay, while rs.next. This is something like you did in iteration. Okay, hash map and set. So this is something like that. But how to iterate a result set? While rs.next. So till there are some records, it's going to do. So rs.next. Okay, initially rs means result set is going to point outside this table. While rs.next is checking next one. So here, is there any record? Yes. So print what? Our result set dot get string. What is its data type? First column is suppose string type. So you are writing rs dot get string and name of what? Name of you are writing column name. Okay. And suppose you want to get only user ID and email. So next time rs plus get string, here you are writing email. So you'll be getting what? You'll be getting email. Okay. You can do the same thing by using rs dot get string 1. So you can give the index here. First column is going to be represented by index 1. Okay. Second column is going to be represented by string 2. So you can write here rs dot get string 2 1. So if you give second column, this one is going to give you, first column. Now ask me the question if you have doubt. If something you are not able to understand, ask me.
So it has to be a database that's already present. You cannot create a new database from.
No, no, no. Without, you must need to create database. Okay, 1 minute. Here, see, this is the database. Okay, this database must be present already. Okay, so what? So either you create it or it should be in your database. Okay, but finally it must be in the database. Okay, this database must be present. Okay, in MySQL. So if I go here, if you see here, sample DB is present here or not? Please tell me.
Yes.
Sample DB is already present here. Okay. So, but how to create a database if you want to create? Suppose I want to create a database. No, 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 no. Suppose I want to create a database, no, Prabhat. So I can write create the simple database what Prabhat. And the database will be created. Very okay. So here I can create, okay, create a database. Okay. In database, how I will verify it? So I will write so database. Can you see here Prabhat? Prabhat is here, database is created. Suppose I want to create a new table within this, within Prabhat. Okay. So how can I create new table? So first of all, I need,
Create.
no, first of all, I need to go inside this database Prabhat. Okay. So I need to write use Prabhat first of all. Fine. Now I am inside this database. Now whatever I will do, that is going to be reflected within Prabhat database. Okay. So for example, I want to create a table, student table. So what I write, create table, and suppose I want to create a student table. Okay. So create table student. Okay. Suppose it's going to contain two columns. Okay. Name and age. Hmm? So here I will write name, and after name I will write what? If it's a string, so where there 20 or 21, whatever. Next one is int, not so not it. Age, write age, and what is data type? This data type is age. So a student table is going to be created. If I want to see this student table, DESC, and here write student. So what is going to happen? See, it's going to describe the schema. So there are two fields, name and age, and their types. But I have not. Okay, I have inserted, but I want to see the actual record. So I will do. I will do that. Select.
Professor,
Yes, yes.
the integer 11, like the how it came, like it's like I don't get it. The versa 21 I got, but the integer 11, like when I see on the age and the type of the integer 11, do you see on the table describe a student?
Actually, here I have not inserted any value.
So
Fine.
it's a like
Here, create table. I have just created a table having that its name is, means this column, one column is name, another one is age. Fine. But I have not inserted any value actually. Okay. So you can see if I am selecting star from student, so what it's saying? Empty set, nothing. Nothing is inside this table. It's a blank table.
Got it.
Okay. So now you can see the table only when it has some value. So how to put some value? Insert into, okay, you need to use command. We have already seen this. See here. Insert user value here. You need to write what? Here you need to write the name of the table. Here name of the table is student. Fine. Values you must need to write. First one is what? First one is name. So I am writing what? I am writing name. For example, here I am writing name as a Prabhat. And then what I am going to do? Second one is age. So I am writing. Second one is age is a simple integer. So here I am writing 30. Remaining things I am deleting. Now enter. So you can see query okay. One row affected. Now I want to see my table. So I will write select star from student to see here. So now you can see this. But what we are going to do? We are going to perform this operation by using Java. Everyone is getting this?
Yes.
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 Good. So one program I have discussed. Okay. So what do you need to do? I'm not going to type all this stuff. See, I have already written it. Okay. What you can do? See, I'm going to create a program here in front of you. Okay. I can actually I don't need to. Okay, but you will be confused. Okay, let us do this. New. What are the name of the scope server? Jdbc. Okay. File. Uh, New and Java project. Okay. We are not going to create a web project here today. We are just going to create a simple Java project first of all. So it's JDBC JDBC demo. Fine. JDBC demo. Next, JDBC demo. Now, what I'm going to do, see how to run SQL query. You can run SQL query by using two interfaces, statement interface and prepared statement interface. So I will send this one to you. So here we have used what? Here we have used statement interface for running the query on this query. In another example, we are going to use prepared statement C for running the query. Okay. So we are going to create, one program using prepared statement, one program using statement. But in real life, remember, you are going to use this prepared statement because this one is efficient. Fine. But if I directly come to this point, you may be confused. So you should know about the statement also. So my first program. So what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to create JDBC dot statement. Fine. So nothing here. Create a package. New package and JDBC C dot statement. Okay, means this one is for what? Statement interface. Statement. So I have created this package. Okay. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a class insert dot. Okay. Insert. Simply insert. So new class what? Insert. So that means this one is going to perform only. Yes, okay. Fine. Now, see, whatever we discussed here, I'm not going to again type it. Okay. You should type it. If you have any confusion, you can ask me. So I have already that one. Okay. You can see here. So in insert, this one is three things. Okay. URL, username, password will be required three things. So I'm going to copy it, and here you can see connection is initially. So copy it. Control C, and here what is it? Here, what you are going to do? Control V. Copy. Then you can see we have a man method. This is exactly same what we discussed. So copy this. Control C, and here Control V. So see, insert into user. I'm going to delete this to avoid unnecessary confusion. We are going to use only insert here. Okay, insert query. And what I'm inserting values. C, I'm writing here C. ID is I'm writing 101. Not Prabhat. Here I am writing James. Name is James. Okay. And password is here. Suppose P at the rate 420. And here full name. Full name is what? Full name is James Bond. James Bond is the full name. And what is email of James Bond? J at the rate gmail.com, something. What is the name of our database? Sample.db. And this one is having 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See here. Where is my sample.db? Okay, so here I am writing what? See. So, databases. Since right now I am within which database? I am within, Prabhat database. Okay. Now, so databases. To see. These are the sample DB. Where is sample DB? Yes, last one you can see sample DB. Fine. So what I want to check it. So use sample DB. First of all, I will go inside this. Use sample DB. So now I want to see what is the name of the table. Okay. So show table. So the user table is only inside it. Now I want to see, all the records in user. So select star from user. See, ID, username, password, full name, email, 5 columns. So I am giving some values here from here. ID, name, okay, password, full name, email. Fine. And I'm executing this query, okay, using statement st.execute update. I am passing my SQL here, whatever. This is my SQL. And if number of modified rows is greater than 0, so successfully inserted. So run it simple. Run as Java application. What is that? What is this? Why is saying, oh, I'm not looking. Class not found exception. Yes, yes. You must be very careful. This exception. Class not found exception. What it's saying? It's saying that if you read it very carefully, saying that com.mysql.jdbc driver. It's telling that driver is not found. If you want to connect with a database, there must be driver should be present. But so where is the driver? I have not included driver. You need to download it, okay, and you need to provide it. Fine. To see what you need to do for driver. You go here. Where is my code? Uh, Go to the program. Okay. Where is my program? Okay. Go to the project. Right click. Okay. And go to build path. Build path. And what you need to do? Go to configure build path. Fine. And in configure build path, you can see there are some libraries. Here you are providing Java 8 library. So you need to provide, you need to give it driver also. So driver is in the form of jar. So click add external jar. And I have downloaded already MySQL jar. This is in D drive. So in D drive, you can see this is MySQL. Can you see MySQL jar file? Here executable jar files you can see. So just select it, open it. So you can see here, apply it. Okay. Now you can run it. Double click here first of all and run it. I'm going to tell you some issue. Oh, see the issue. This whatever the issue are coming, they are going to come in front of you also. So it's nice if we are facing this issue. What is the issue? See, there is no issue of driver. It's the issue of authorization. Invalid authorization specification message from server. What MySQL is saying? Access denied for this user. Means root at the rate localhost is not giving the access. Why? Using the password. It's telling that password is incorrect. You are not given the. So just go there. Let us see what is the problem with password. What is the problem with password? Here I have given password 1234, but actually my password is not 123456. My password is, I remember my password is root itself. I think so. Okay. My MySQL password is root. Now I'm going to run this. Hopefully it should work. Run it. Can you see this? Yes. Connected means yes, connection was successful. Okay, I printed and then successfully inserted also. But you may tell whatever, how can I believe that it's successfully inserted? So just go to the database and verify. So let us go here. What is the database? Database is already we are in database and we can see here table. Okay, we are in from user. So again I am writing select from user, select from user. Now see, previously it was like 3 records. Now this one is having 4 records. 101 James Bond. You can see here. Inserted here. Any query question, any confusion? Okay. So just like, so see, we are done with that operation. And what you can do, if you are able to understand it, so definitely you'll be able to understand, update and delete. What you need to do, just change the query. Okay, here SQL, change the query, apply the same method. For delete also, apply execute update method and just change the query. Okay, and pass that. So deletion will be done. Okay. What about, you know, select? So I'm not going to discuss update and delete. Okay, you should try it. If you are getting any issue, then tell. Select. This one is different from insert, update, and delete. So what you need to do? Select from user where is added, so it will give you data and then you can update it. Okay. So let us see that one example also. Select one using statement interface. Uh, Searching or here searching also. Okay. So selecting means select, copy and here just paste it. Paste. Okay. That's all there. So this is your search. Fine. So see, everything is going to remain same. Class dot for name, whatever password again here I need to change it. Okay. And this one is going to remain same. This one is going to remain same. But you need to change. Okay. Only see what is changed here. Query is going to be changed. Select from user. This is the name of where user ID equal to. Now let us. What is user ID? User ID is what? 6. Okay, fine. There are 2 records corresponding to this. Or you can do one thing. One user. If you don't want to put condition, then all the records are going to be displayed. Fine. So you can do one more thing here. If you want to display all the records, so copy it, Control C and Control V, and don't write this condition. Don't write this condition. So this is going to give you what? This is going to give you all the records. Now you are iterating it. Statement dot, you are writing here execute query, and this one is going to give you result set. And see, first one is what? Here I want to print, only user ID and email. Fine. So what is the name of the, you can see email. I just want to print but is there any user ID? No, there is nothing like user ID. I just want to print ID and email. So what I will do here, this is going to create problem. Okay, I need to write here right name, ID and email. Fine. So I'll be getting only ID and email of all the records. Now run. Can you see this? Connected and ID, email, ID, email, ID, email, ID, email. Right? If you want to do like this, what this one is going to do? If I am comment this and see, here are different varieties. I am uncommenting this. I'm writing get string 1, get string 2. So it's going to give me column 1 and column 2 simply. Run it. Get string 2. Okay. So see 6 Prabhat. See column 1, column 2. Column 1, column 2. So only first and second column. So there are a lot of flexibility. So if you want to print, you can print ID email only. If you want to print ID, so if you want to print column 1, 2, so just keep the index 1, 2, and that is going to be printed. So we discussed two queries, select, okay, and it would be better if I write here in the place of search, looking, I should refactor it. Right, select, but select, select. I should not use it to be different. That is not so, right? Not so. Oh, I modified some other one. No. I modified A, C, A, P, A, I modified other one. This one is my favorite. Close this, and here refactor it. Where is refactor? Rename and right here. Select demo. Select demo. Select. Okay, select demo. Now for select query, run it, so it should run fine. Again, what happened? Localhost. Right here root. Now run it. Unknown column user ID in their class. What is happening? User ID select from user. Okay. Here ID equal to 60 can write. It's not user ID, it's column name is ID. So user ID, again user ID is somewhere else. Where is user ID? Here in printing I am using this again. So,
Shouldn't that be get int instead of get string for ID?
get
Get int int for ID.
no, you cannot use that. Okay. Getter setter methods you cannot use. Get string is already a defined method. Okay. If the
No, that's what
column
I
is
meant. Get int, because maybe integer is set as like ID is set as integer maybe.
yes, that would work also. So you can see connected, see Gmail. Okay. There should be a yes, that should work also. Control. mm, okay, right. string column label. In this case, this one is working also. Okay. And what is the label of the column?
User underscore ID. Or
You can write this one also. Right? But this one is not. This one is a string. Okay. So write like this. That okay. This will work also in this case. You can see the same. So we have seen select, we have seen insert. If you know insert, the remaining things means update and deletion are going to be exactly same like insert. Okay, means you need to use execute update method in the case of insert, delete, and update. But in the case of select, you should use execute query. That's all. Now, so you can see only everything is going to remain same. Only you are changing where in the query and here in the method. Now we are going to see prepared statement. Remaining things, ID, password, etc., they are going to be remain same. Only how to write a statement, how to create a statement. So see, how to create a statement. So connection dot, there is a method prepare statement. Okay, and what you are doing, you can pass here your SQL query. This SQL query you can write separately also, and you can pass here. Okay, like before it, just write it. Okay, and for example, SQL equals to this one and replace this one by SQL, or directly pass here SQL. How you are writing SQL query? Insert into table name, values, and then you are writing what question mark. How many columns are there? 5. So 5 question marks are there. Okay. And here in the left hand side, you are writing prepared statement interface period. Now, first one is integer. So using prepared statement, set int. What set int? Set int 1. 1 means what? 1026. 1 means I'm talking about this one. Okay? This question mark. So it means that first question mark, it should be replaced by 1026. Second question mark should be replaced by PPK. Third question mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 from hard to T. Okay? Fifth, this one. Okay? So this query is going to be built, insert into user value 1026. And so now I have created the query. Fine. I have query created and this statement is prepared. Now, how to execute? Using prepared statement, you need to write execute update method. You did execute update already. Previously, what you wrote? Previously, you wrote, statement dot execute update and you pass that one. But here there is a little bit different method. So just write after creating prepared statement, execute update method, and if it's successful, so you can see I will be greater than 0. Okay, means number of updated row will be greater than 0 and you are set. And if you know this, then you should know update and delete also. Fine. So for update query, just write here update query. Okay. For delete, just write here delete query. Okay. But again, select what you need to do. You need to use execute query method. So what is the difference here? Here execute update, here execute update, here execute update, but here again execute query. What is the difference between statement and prepared statement if you see the program? Only the difference is here. Insert into user values and how to create, statement. Remaining things like database connectivity, okay, username, ID, password, they are going to remain same. Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, sorry. So, insert, update, and delete, they are working, okay, in the same way, but select is working a little bit differently. And only difference from statement and prepared statement is what? In creating, these statements. So let us see the example quickly. So here I'm going to create another package, new package. What package? Jdbc dot prepared. Jdbc dot prepared. Right? Finish it. And now I'm going to create a class. And what the class? Same class. Okay? I have already prepared for insertion, copy, and here paste it. Insert dot Java. Okay? So this one is. So see here, insert using prepared URL, username, password. This one you already know. This one is main method. Here you are loading the driver, then you are creating connection, and same thing. Now see where is the difference. You are creating prepared statement. Okay, prepared statement, con dot prepare statement, and then in what you are doing, you are insert into users value question mark question mark question mark. Okay, and see what we discussed. At question mark 1, replace it by 106, then at section 1 is replaced by pk. So here I am writing 107. Okay, 107, and here I am writing I use. Okay, and here I am writing a@gmail, something like this. And it's fine. Now execute by using execute update. Again here I need to change the password. My password is root. Fine. Control S, and now we can run it. Run it. Successfully inserted. Now we can verify that IUC is inserted or not. So go and select star from user. IUC, you can see here IUC. Right? And if you talk about what? If you talk about searching, select, so we can see that one also. Okay, and paste here. If you know the concept, things will be easier. Okay, I can do what? Refactor it. Rename. I'm writing select demo. Okay, select demo. Oh, next, finish. Select demo. This is smart sample DB root. Okay. Demo. Control C. Select demo. Control F. Jdbc. So this, here you are. So see root, here it should be what? Root. Uh, Again prepare the statement, see on dot prepare the statement, and here I'm writing what? Select star from user, where user ID equal to what? Where user ID equals to C. Question mark means I'm not providing here value, actual value, remember. When you are using prepared statement, in the query you are not providing actual value. You are just writing question mark that in future I am going to provide that. Simple. Now, see, in future means here, see, you are providing ps dot, what is the value, type of value here? Integer, ID is integer. So you are writing same thing, okay? And see, there may be multiple question marks. So what is the sequence of this question mark? This is first question mark, okay? So at first question mark, insert 34. But if you remember, my database doesn't contain user underscore ID, it's containing ID, okay? So I have put it here, the value of ID 34, okay? But is there any 34? Let us check it. Not, I can 6, okay? I'm going to put here ID 6. Put here ID 6. 6. Now result set. So this is going to change the result set. Now you are iterating the result set and you are printing column 1 and column 2. You have the same thing. So that's it. First column and second column. So whatever we discussed here, okay, if you understood this one, so program is nothing. Is there any question, query? Is there any confusion?
No.
Okay, fine. So I wanted to discuss this one. Okay, then we can move for since we are going to use this concept in our JSP servlet for connectivity with database, and without this discussion, that is not possible. So what you can do, one, I can Jdbc demo. Okay, I can do this. So again, okay. So can you try this first of all? No, I think again we'll join. Okay, shortly. So first of all, you can take a break of 5 minutes. Fine, everyone.
Okay.
Please take
Okay.
a break. Then we'll be back and we'll see some different things or what we can do. We'll discuss.
Prabhat? Prabhat, can you hear me?
We give 5 minute break, sir.
अच्छा अभी तो choice okay.
Okay.
आप लोग ब्रेक ले लो. Let's meet after 5 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Everyone is back.
Yes.
Can you try to write one program for insertion?
So we have to create our own database first.
Yes, yes. If directly you can create the. I have written something in chat also. Can you see the chat? Everyone can see the chat.
Yes.
Some commands. Okay. I have already written. Okay. Therefore table. Okay. For creating, I can do that. Okay. If you want to create a database, what you can do? You can write create database. Okay. Whatever you want to. Okay. Create. You can create database for example program. So you can create like this. But our database in the program is sample DB.
Okay.
And using statement, okay, see, I'm giving, I'm sending one file also. Uh, Control C, I'm sending the program also. First of all, I want everyone to be able to write this program. Control V. You can see here, whatever we discussed, I have sent it. Oh, ignore it. Ignore it. It's not copied properly, I think. I'm going to send it in separate.
Rohan?
Yes, yes, Nagan. Yes, yes.
So what we have done today for them?
Uh, JDBC statement and prepared statement and program.
So everybody has a database and this is all.
They are saying, okay, that they are having, so they have installed.
Okay. Correct. One second. So do you have the list of the people who has attended session yesterday?
Yes, yes, yesterday one,
Yeah, I need it.
yes, I think 6, 7 people, okay. Just,
Okay,
just
guys.
1 minute.
Yeah, what I can do is so you tell me, do I need to do something for them?
If you want, you can teach something. Otherwise, they are going to do practice with this JDBC.
So one people, somebody can share the screen, right?
No, no. I'm sharing my screen. This one is whatever you were asking. So, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. You can send to me
Okay.
on chat. Okay, let's do something. Okay, guys. I can do one thing quickly. What your Prabhat has done, I can do quick revision for that. That is one thing. Second thing, what you can do, if you everybody understand, right? So what you can do practice. At least one people can share the screen. Hmm? Hey guys, somebody tell me what is the JDBC programming? Hmm? Who will tell me? And in order to do JDBC programming, what is the prerequisite? Anybody can tell me among this batch? Please tell me. We
SQL
have to be.
will need it. SQL need it.
No, I don't understand. What you say, Karingam? Can you come again?
SQL needed for JDBC.
SQL is needed for JDBC. Okay. Yeah, that is correct. You need SQL query so that your program can talk to the underlying database. So what is the database? Anushka?
Database would be collection of your data.
Collection of data. Okay.
Can we say it is used for connecting to the database?
I'm talking about database. What is a database and why we need it? What is the use of it, right? So she said it is a collection of data. So why we need database? If you don't have database, what is the problem? You tell me that. Just be fast. Anushka, suppose I don't have database, so what kind of problem I can face? Yeah, why do we need
Database,
database? Mhm.
it helps to store and access data in more systematic way, more secure way.
But that data we can save in the file also, right? You know file. We have XML file, JSON file, a normal file. So, so in one use case, I am saving into the file system. Second use case, I am saving into the database. So which approach you will prefer, database and our file system?
I believe database.
Why? What is the benefit of database over the file system?
Uh, Maybe it's a better process.
Okay, just fine. So what is JDBC, Anushka?
It's a Java database connectivity where you use um, Java and SQL.
Okay. Any other anybody else wants to try? So whatever program we have done today, do you understand? Whole whole flow of it. Just be honest, okay? Otherwise, I can do the revision. I know Prabhat has done well, but if you want again, I can revise it.
Yeah, revision will be good.
So let's do it quickly, okay? But you have just promise, right? When I'm going to teach you, you will ask questions if you have, okay?
Sure. Yes, yes.
Can you see this diagrams?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to make a first of all diagram of it. What I'm going to do, why I'm going to do, all those things. So first question was, what is the database, right? So database is basically a software, right? Or you can say program which store data into tabular format. You know table? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. Yes. Table.
So like for technology, again, I'm telling you, don't try to mug it. You feel it, okay? And if you have any confusion, any problem, we have over here, right? You can ask with us. No need to Google here and there. You understand what I'm saying? So let's make a diagram. Basically, I want to show you what we are going to do in JDBC, and flow and all that. So I can make a diagram for that. For so database, I said it is a software which is going to store and manage data in the form of tables, right? And there may be in database there may be more than one table. So let me make a picture representation of it quickly for you. So you see this in this diagram, I need a database, right? We need to install it. I can tell you there may be many different type of database. I think we are using MySQL server, huh?
Yes.
yes.
Hello.
Yes.
But there's a SQL server also from the Microsoft. There's a Oracle database and maybe DB2, PostgreSQL. These are some name of what?
SQL.
Some
Database.
database, PostgreSQL. And there may be these are the not only database. There may be many more. You got my point? So you can use any kind of database. So here we are using MySQL. So you understand what is a database? So database is a software. Is it right? Database is a software which stores what? Any guess? Data
Data in tabular form.
in the form of table. You know table? Hello? In the database, you can think as a database. You can think as a folder. So in first of all, what you need to do? Let me tell this step. You have to install the software. I hope you know how to install it. No? Installation. Yes, you know. Once it is installed, then what you need to do? Help me. After installation, you have to create database. Yes, you know.
Yes.
So you know what database? Database is just you can say one of the instance where you can create tables. So you have, first of all you have to create a database. Database you can think as a partition also, right? So in one database server, how many database you can create? Not replying.
Many.
How many? Because this is all about partition, right? The answer is many. Clear? So first of all, you have to install software, then you have to create a database. Inside the database, what you have to do?
Tables.
Create tables, right? Because in database, you store data in the form of table, right? And database is a server or it is a client program? Any guess?
Client program.
Ah,
I think both.
no. Database is not a client. Database is
Server
a
backend.
server program, right? Server program means you can make a request to the database and database will give you the response. You know it, right? So how we interact with database? Using what? SQL, right? The structured query language. SQL is the language through which a programmer can talk to whom? You're not replying. Like I am talking with you how? Using English. Am I right? Similarly, who wants to talk to the database? Who? Programmer, right? Programmer means the code.
Here.
Yeah, code, right? SQL the language, right, through which you can interact with the database table. So table is simple thing. You can create a table, and every table you will have some unique name. And in table you store data in a row and column. You know it, right? So if you want to store data of like, I can take example of dog, right? So what you can do? First maybe dog ID. Dog ID means number 1 2 3 4, right? You can give. Second maybe a dog name. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. You can store data or not? Of course I'm going to. And next maybe color. No? And last maybe age of the dog. Any question query you have? So you have to make a table, and table will have column, and every column will have some data. I hope I'm making myself clear.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Use? No. Okay. So for storing data in database, first of all you have to install the database. Second, you have to create a database. Then you have to create a table, right? So all this, the installation is not a big deal. You can go and download as per your operating system. Click, and done. Right? Last time I think we have seen it also. And to create a database, you can use a command to create it. So database is a SQL. Sorry, server. I should write program here. The database is a server. You can just database is a server. That's fine. Actually, you may be confused with the client, right? So in order to issue the query, right, you need some client program or not? People, sir, if you have a server and through the to the server, if you want to interact, you always need a client program. Anushka, are you following me what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
every server is running on some IP. You know that fact? That's correct.
Yes.
IP, and not only IP. IP means machine, right? On one machine there may be many server is running, right? So how you can identify a server uniquely? Port number.
Numbers.
IP.
Num
Port number. IP is the machine address. Once you reach to the machine, one machine, there may be many applications running. How you can uniquely identify a program running on a particular machine? Using port number. You know Tomcat? But Tomcat is also server. Yes, you know? Tomcat and MySQL may be running on the same IP, right? But they may be running on different port number. That's true or not? Tomcat by default runs on the port number this, and MySQL runs on the port number this. This much is clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Question is, if somebody wants to interact with database server, we need a client program. What client program? So you may be using SQL, MySQL client. You know black screen. Hello. Here you may be issuing the command, right? Create a database. You remember? Forget it.
Remember.
Remember?
This is my database name, right? So who issued this command? MySQL client. And this command is sent to whom? To the database
Database
server.
server.
Database server.
On database server, we have SQL engine. And this SQL engine is responsible for what? Running your query. Right? So using this MySQL client, what you can do, Anushka, you can send your query to whom? Database.
Database.
And this query will run on the database and it will return result back to you. I hope I'm making myself clear.
Yes.
And now your question may be, again, you tell me what JDBC is. Oh, JDBC is a basically you can say module API which gives you the facility for what? JDBC API says, hey, my poor programmer, why you are using this command line MySQL client? Because it's not easy to use, Anushka. Am I right or not? Here you have to use proper query, insert into, create table, update table, right? Delete table. Yes, you know? Yeah. So writing query is easy or not? You tell me. No, it's not easy, right? So in order to make your job easy, right? You need some programming language. Basically, you need some interface, right? It may be web-based. You can take a good form, right? You can take input from there, right? And after taking data, you can process it and you can save in database. So in order to make your job easy, right? We have JDBC. So what JDBC does? In JDBC, you know, already we have ready-made code which can take input from the user and it can save your data into the database, right? So if somebody would say what JDBC is, you can say JDBC is a Java database connectivity. It provides set of interfaces, classes through which my Java program can save, or my Java program can interact with database. You know Java program? Hello? A Java program may be anything. It may be your normal class file. It may be your servlet. It may be your JSP. JSP is a Java program. You guys are not deploying sometime.
Yes.
That's correct. Because in JSP, you can write your Java code. Or eventually, your JSP is converted into Java file, servlet. You know it. So tell me, what is the meaning of Java program? Java program may be anything, man. It may be your desktop application, public static void main, or it could be your web application, right? Servlet. So Java program could be anything. So let me tell you again JDBC. The only I would say right now, JDBC is a technique or interface or mediator which allow my Java program to what? To interact with database. So do you understand the definition of JDBC or confused?
Got it.
Let me write it here.
Yeah, can you write there?
JDBC stand for Java Database Connectivity. What it does? It allows, simple I'm writing, it allows my Java program to communicate with database. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
It allows my Java program to communicate Communicate means your Java program can send some data. It can fetch data, right? Normally we do 4 operation. You know CRUD operation, CRUD. Have you heard about this? C stand for create, R stand for read, U stand for update, and D stand for delete. Any confusion if anybody has? Normally we perform this operation anywhere. Create, read, update, and delete. So to understand what JDBC does, you can say again, JDBC is an interface or a mediator or classes or technique through which my Java program can communicate with underlying database, right? Now the question is, my program can communicate with which database? So in order to decide that between JDBC and underlying database, we use another layer or another library that is called driver. Have you heard about driver? You guys are not replying.
Only hard.
Pardon? Hello? We need to understand the word driver, okay? See, here your Java program will interact with JDBC, right? And this JDBC will interact with whom? Please tell me. Driver. Do you understand the flow? Actual flow is not like this. Java program to JDBC to not a database. Java program to JDBC, JDBC to driver, and this driver will communicate with underlying database. You got this flow or are you totally confused now? Be honest.
Got it.
Got it.
Here,
Do you want to repeat it one more time?
yeah, let me tell you. This is my Java program. You know Java program? First of all, you tell me what is the meaning of Java program. You can say again, Java program is nothing. It's just Java code, right? It could be your desktop application. It may be your web application. It could be anything, fine? So my Java program is talking with JDBC. You know JDBC? JDBC is nothing. It is again, you can say library, okay? Not a problem. Library means set of interfaces and Java classes. And this JDBC is talking with whom? Again, library. Library means Java program. So driver is again a Java program. You know what I'm saying? And this driver is eventually talking to whom? Anushka. Underlying. Hello. Underlying database. Now tell me, when you write Java code, this Java code uses JDBC, JDBC uses driver, and driver uses database. Means database, table, and all. That's correct. So tell me, this Java code will talk to which database? It will talk to MySQL, Oracle, or what? You can say again that will be decided by driver. So who will decide my program is going to talk with which database? Not replying.
Driver.
Driver, not JDBC. JDBC code will be always same. Okay. JDBC says I don't care about it. I can talk to any database. Who will be deciding factor?
Driver.
Right.
So if you want to connect to the MySQL, you need MySQL driver. If you want to interact with Oracle, you can use Oracle driver, right? A question is who will give you the driver? Driver will be given by the the particular database vendor. Okay, if you want to use MySQL driver, who will give you the driver? MySQL.
SQL.
If you want to use Oracle, who will give you the driver? Oracle people. You confused or you got it so far?
Got it.
Got it.
If you want to make your end-to-end program, what you need? You can say what you need. First thing we need database. Nah? Database, what will do, Anushka? Installation, creating database and table. That's it. Are you following me? Second thing, what we need? We need a driver.
Driver.
Step 2 driver, right? Then third and last. What? Create project and write JDBC programming. Create a Java project. Hey, can I say JDBC is a programming technique, a library API which allows Python program to connect with database. Is it right?
No.
Oh, you say that JDBC is not for Python. JDBC is for only Java. Creating a Java program using what? JDBC. Let me tell you again what JDBC is. JDBC just provides you a set of interfaces and classes through which you can talk to the driver, and driver allow you to communicate with underlying database. Anushka, you got the whole funda? JDBC gives you what eventually? Driver and sorry, interface and classes. You guys are not applying. What it gives you?
Interface and classes.
Interfaces and classes. So let me tell you. In Java program, I will use interfaces and classes, and using interface and classes, I will connect to whom?
JDBC.
No.
Driver
This
connected dri-
this is I. I means Java program. So I will do my programming using what? JDBC programming,
JDBC.
right?
JDBC.
JDBC interfaces and classes, and eventually these interfaces and classes will connect with the driver, and driver will connect to me internally.
Database.
Database.
So you got this much or confused?
Got it.
Here, you know what problem is? If you do not ask questions, sometime you may have question, maybe hesitating. If you ask some question, and other people maybe start to laugh, or you maybe think like that. Don't think like that, man. Whatever question query you have, because here nobody knows anything. You think like that, okay? Your time is important, and sometimes you think if I ask some question, you may be wasting time of other people. It's not like that. You are not wasting time, right? Done. In this, we have 24 people. So should I assume everybody got this much? We have little bit confusion anywhere. Tell me. I'll show you the program.
Got it.
Good so far.
Got it.
Really? Okay. So guys, if allowed to make, can I make a database? If you want to make how? To make a database, you can use MySQL client. You can, I don't know, Prabhat has given the idea about Navicat or not. Navicat?
No.
No, just MySQL client.
So let's use MySQL. Navicat is again a client program. In MySQL, everything you will do with the command prompt, right? But here you can do with GUI. But GUI is easy, right? But it's okay. It's not covered. Let me do with the command prompt. Allow me. So if I want to use command prompt, I can use the MySQL client. Can you see this, please? SQL client. I don't have. My bad luck. MySQL. Oh, can you see this, guys? Yeah. I need to enter my password. 1234. Here, if you allow, can I make a database, please? Can you help me?
Yes.
Guys, you don't do
Create.
anything. You just everybody just be sit idle. Just be sit idle. And after that, if once your turn comes, you do the practice. Create database.
Database.
And database, I'll make something which you can remember. Okay. Database name is. Let me. No, easily you can remember. No? Tell me some name.
Student.
Student. So that's fine. Student DB, enter. If I want to use this database, I have to say use and database name. Students DB. Command line normally I don't use. I'm in this database, right? Anushka, how you can say you are in this database? Use forward, backward slash and slash. Backward slash and hash. Can you see the magic? It is showing I'm using Query database. This one. So can I make a table? Yep. Table name is. Can you help me? Create a table. Log. Hello. And here you can create a column. I am doing after a long time. First column is DID. Please don't do anything. And data type is integer, and it is of 6. And please help me. I don't remember at all. Then you can have name. Name would be of
Varchar.
Varchar.
and you can give 100 or color varchar. And color will be 45, 50, and age. Nah, you have to be smart. Age for dog, age would be not more than 2 digit. Okay, even 1 digit is enough. but it's okay. Can I press enter?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's created, right? If you want to see the schema of it, so you can use describe. Describe or D? I don't remember actually.
Yes. Yeah.
DSC.
DSC.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. This is my dog table. Actually, I want to keep the name of the table dog underscore table. Can I do that if you allow to me? Like I created a new table, okay? So here you can say show tables. Guys, so I have two table and you want to describe which table? I want to describe dog underscore table. Huh? Done. You see? My table is created. Oh people, I completed which step?
Creating the table, the third.
I said I have done with this step. Answer is step number 1.
Step 1.
I'm very happy today. Okay. Second thing is I have to download MySQL jar. You can download MySQL jar from the internet. Okay. So I can go and download it. You want I should download in front of you or I have already at my computer? You tell me what I should do.
Can you download in
You
front of
you
us?
download it.
Oh my God. Hello, MySQL. Like you can download it. You see my style, guys. MySQL 8 jar and एक second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hello, are you there?
Yes.
You have to download it, MySQL connector. Then here you use this website. Can you see the Java 2s? There's many way to do it, right? This is the easiest way which you can download. Can I try if you allow to me? I click over here. Jar selection is very important. Sometime you might be download the jar and it might be corrupted. Clear? So you can download the jar zip file. You confused? No. Who is doing what, man? So when you come in the session, please mute yourself. What I need to do next, man? My jar is downloaded. Now step number 3 is
Connect to the
Created.
yeah.
Created.
Step number three. You know how to make a project? But you can make a servlet project. You can make a normal project. You tell me. You want to make a servlet project or what? Somebody is saying, hey, Nagin, already you have a servlet project. Can you try with that? Hey, login app. You're not replying. Here I can write my Java code, right? That's fine. So let me write. I'm not going to run as a servlet, man. I'm going to run as a normal class. Not replying.
okay.
Dog. Package name is dog and dog main. That's it. But I can write my Java code. You know how to write Java code main? Yep. So now what I need to do? I need to use Jdbc programming. What, man? Jdbc programming. For what purpose? To connect my program to the underlying database and all. So my first step is Anushka. Step number 1. Like if you want to talk to, if you want to do Jdbc programming, step number 1, loading the driver. You need or not loading the driver. Yep. This one. Database is done. I need a driver. Then my Java program using Jdbc can talk to driver. So load the driver. So what we have to write? Like Jdbc programming, always we do in try catch. So we have to write this much. Anybody have any confusion? Because already we have done all those things in exception handling. Yes or no? And don't forget to write print test
Yes.
guys. Huh?
Yes.
What I said. When you do Jdbc programming, don't forget to write try catch. It's clear to you? And the step number for first one is loading the driver. Like this thing we have to mug it. No need to remember. What? com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Hey, this is called fully qualified class name. What? Fully qualified class name. You got a point? Okay. Anybody have any question query, guys? Bhai pucho. You should ask many questions, but nobody asking any questions. That's my confusion. Chalo, loading the driver, done. Once driver is loaded, then Anushka, your Java program should make a connection to the database using this driver. Connection. Connection means pointer to the database. Hmm? What? My Java program should make a connection to the database using driver. How to make a connection, guys? Code is fixed. Driver manager. Like this code is coming from which class? Driver manager dot get connection. Anushka. In this you have to pass 3 parameters that we have to just copy paste, right? Don't type it. But I am typing it. Why? I see. I remember it. That's why. JDBC. Sorry. JDBC MySQL colon / localhost. This is the IP of the server. Then port number by default 3306. After that, you can write the name of the database. Database name is, you remember? Lo.
Database.
Student DB, student DB, students DB. Okay, I've seen. User is. Your answer should be I don't know. Password. MySQL. No. It is depend on, right? Hello. After that, what you will get, my dear? It will give you the connection. Anushka, sorry, connection of what? Like everything you should take from the SQL package. Na? Con. You want to see whether my program is connected to database or not? If it is, then con will be null. Sorry, I'm sorry, not null. What you write? Data I have connected to database. Na? If I run my program will not run. Anushka, why? It will say cheating. We don't have driver. Can I try? Because I haven't added my jar. Can you see this? My poor friends, whenever this problem comes, no class found exception com.mysql.jdbc driver, you should understand you don't have library of it. Na? Clear? So how to fix this error, Anushka? Simple. You have to take MySQL connector and this MySQL connector I will give to you. Don't take tension. What I said? I'll give to you. That's my part. Where it is? You guys are not helping me. You see? This is a huge collection of jars at my local computer. Yep. You know, the jar. Jar is a library, or you can say bundle of classes. So simply copy, and where I should put it? People tell me. The ideally in this you should put in the lib folder. Done. Anybody have any question query? After that, don't forget to add this jar into the lib library of the project. How to add this jar in the class path of the project?
Go to properties, I think.
Property and Java build
And
path.
then Java build and then add
And
external.
here, what you need to do is again right click, go to the property, and then build path, library. Here you can choose class path,
Add
and
external
then
jar.
not add jar,
Add jar.
add jar. Then it will prompt your project name, and you can go to the lib, right, Anushka, and so you can select your jar. Oh, one time more. Let me do that. Right click on that, go to the property, Java build path and library, choose the class path, add jar, and TTT, web content, web binap, lib, apply, close, what we want. It is added. Anushka, now it should work. Why? Because this library is added into the reference library into the class path. Let me run it. It would say, aha, I have connected to the database. Can you see this? Wow, it's done. I'm very happy today. Okay. Next thing what I need to do, you have to write your query, Anushka. Query which can push your data. Na? Kya? Insert into table name. What table name we have?
Dog.
Dog. No. Yeah, you are right. Dog and dog TBL, we have both the table. Na? And then you have to write here column name. But you know column name? I don't know. Column name. First column name is DID. Second column name is name. Then color. Then age. Anushka, we have this 4 column: DID, name, color, age. Done. After that, you can write values. So in values, you can write placeholder. Anushka, पहली, second values. Sorry. Third value, fourth value. You confused? Yeah. Like insert into table column name space values. पहली values, comma second, third, fourth. So this value you are going to set it. Okay. Now my query is ready. In order to fire the query in connection, I can call a method that is called prepared statement. What? Prepare statement. So it will compile your query and eventually it will return another object. What? Prepared statement. SQL, right? What is the prepare statement? This object comes when you compile your query with the help of connection. Shall I write it? Compiling. I am telling you, if you really want to be a part of our session, go and spend time on it and just make it pakka. Compiling query and creating an instance of what? Right, Anushka? Now, with the help of this object, you can set the value. Pehli value is DID, right? Question mark. But it is you should know the type of it. Type is integer. Am I right? First, yes. You are going to write some integer value. What? Any number you can give. After it, second is string, right? Yep. Hana? String, you can write second question mark. Name is dog name is Tommy. Then you can write third, fourth. Third one is color. I like white dog, so you can write white. And fourth and last, it is integer value. Am I correct? Yep. Yes. Then here you can write age of the dog is 2. Right? Done. After that, Anushka, I am able to set all the values over here. You would say fire the query. In order to fire the query, you can use execute statement or execute update. All are right. It is up to you. Nah? If you want, you can use execute update also. So choice is in your hand. So here, what you write? Aha. What? Data is saved. Okay. Anybody have any question, any query so far? People, any question, query if you have? No?
Not so far, no.
Pardon?
This is Nishant. I was just wondering, you wrote that pst_empty.execute and update up there. So you said if we don't write update also, it will be executed, right?
Yeah. You can write like this because internally it is calling execute update. So this is also right. It is up to you.
Okay, thank you.
So shall I run it? Yep. Like here I am running it. Everything is done. Nah? Whatever code I wrote over here, you know what this is? This is Jdbc programming. And this Jdbc programming is using what? Driver to connect with database. So where we have a driver? Here. This one is driver, right? Which we have added already where? Class path, right? Add driver into the class path of the project. Don't forget it, right? Nice. Shall I run it? Yep. If you run it, this data will be persisted into database. Should I show you? Yep. You see, oh, sorry. You guys are command prompt. Na? Select start from dog underscore TBL. Am I right? Enter karo.
Yes.
Anushka, 2 record is coming. Oh, very boring. Both are the same record. Okay. If you want to make a different record, then you can take, scanner. You can take input from the keyboard.
Okay.
I'm saying, do you know scanner?
Yes, sir.
One question again, please.
Tell me.
So if we insert the values, I mean the values on question mark, right? So do we still need to write that prepare statement if we insert the values right
No,
there?
no. Actually, you can write here, but that is the tedious job. I would recommend
Oh,
don't do that. You do the way I'm
okay.
doing because I'm doing the simplest
Mm-hmm.
and the best way.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. Thanks.
So, if you allow to me, can I take all this input from the keyboard? Somebody saying yes, allowed. I can use scanner. Scanner is basically used to take input from the keyboard. Like you guys maybe understand now well because Prabhat has already done it right once. So it is a revision, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's why you may be, So whoever is teaching you twice, you will understand better. Clear?
Yeah.
Because it's revision. That's it. So enter what? Can you help me? Enter first is what?
ID.
ID, doggy ID. So it is integer value, so you can say did. You know, it's a. I'm assuming you know it. Scanner dot next int. Oh, wow. Then next one is. I'm a little bit fast. I know that. So here you can take name, docker name. If you want to take docker name is string, and string you take with next. And then you can take next docker color. All right. Pick,
Yes, sir.
pick. Done. Like I do copy paste a lot. Then you can take what? Each integer dog age, right? Enter dog age. My job is done. I'm able to take all the 4 values from the user. So this will be replaced by this, and this will be replaced by name, and this will be replaced by color, variable, right, guys? And this will be replaced by age. Now, beauty is I can give values of my choice. Let me run it. Throw fast. Enter dog ID TTT. Enter name is Rocky, and color is red. Age is 4 years. Let me show you the values. Tomorrow we'll show you the, you know, fetching the value from database, but you should know this much. Can you see this? Rocky is here. If you want, I can add one more record, and this is last. Tring, a name is
Are are those records arranged in like any order or?
yeah. No. When you push it, database does not give you the guarantee of the order. Data can be go. Normally, you see here, it will go in the last, right? But it is just a coincidence, Anushka. But you cannot give the guarantee. You see, last record is always inserted in the last, but you cannot give the guarantee. You cannot rely on it. Okay, fine. So my friend, I have done with this.
Hey
I can
Nagendra,
give you.
this is Nishant. I was just wondering, you use for the integer age is equal to scanner dot next in, right? So I just wondering, we can use the input dot next in as well, right? Instead of using the scanner.
So to take input, there is many way to do it, right? But whatever you said, there is a buffer reader. You can use that. You can use scanner. You can use a console, right? There is many way to take the input from the keyboard.
Okay, so
Whatever you
I'll
said,
just
that's fine with me.
all right. So at first, if we make the scanner class and if we do it input dot next in, the value is gonna come the same, right? The program.
Yeah.
All
Fine.
all right. Thank you.
So my friends and my friends, like if you really be a part of the session, go and do the practice. Right? Practice is the only thing. Don't watch much YouTube video, YouTube courses, and it's not required. I'm telling you, and you'll be out and you'll cry. Literally, I'm telling you, because I don't know it. I am doing this job from last, I would say, 11 years. and I'm teaching you people only, right? So you can understand what I'm trying to tell you. So you just do the coding, and you should come with many question and just ask with the trainer, right? Prashan karo unko. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because the day you started to ask the question means you are trying to learn. Simple as that. If you're not asking question, means you are not trying. And देखो इतना कहने के बाद, after saying this much, I found some people. Hey, again, I have some question. Can you answer those questions separately? मैं बोला, why you not asking the class? He was saying, I don't want to waste other people time. I go, man, मैंने बोला कि what I should say, okay? You should ask question in the session. If you ask question in the session, other people will also get the benefit of it. Why you are thinking like this? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying.